Welcome back to game number 2 of Aspera versus ESB. It is of course the GameShow Global Esports Cup, and we are very near the end of the group stage here, where two teams will advance. I do believe CISR is already guaranteed to advance, and I would like to say that also Walrus Punch is, but maybe Aspera, if they win this one plus their next game versus CISR, they might go into like a tiebreaker kind of situation. I'm not too sure how that will be resolved, whether it's going to be like their personal results versus each other or whatnot. But well, we'll find out if such a situation arises. But I'm going to be Couchor once again, and I am joined by the lyrical gangster.
Thank you very much
Man,
for the
that name.
introduction. Dude, you gotta have marketing. You gotta be able to market yourself. That's the key to all these things. So yeah, I'm gonna be hopping on into here. Shadow Fiend going to be banned out here, as well as the Gyrocopter. I saw something interesting today over on Reddit that Shadow Fiend can buy a Quelling Blade and deny his own techie's mines, which starts him off with 10 souls going into lane. What do you think of that?
I think I'm not too sure. I guess it's a bug, but it's a bug that can kind of be called a feature, so to say. It's a
A
little
bug
bit
feature?
silly, but well, it's a lot silly. But you used to do the or be able to do the same with Venomancer wards, just feeding it into
Mm,
Roshan. So
kind of a cool little thing there. I think that it's probably not something that's going to come into play heavily, but very interesting. It probably hurts
I
your
mean,
techies
plus
as
you would
well.
have to
So
pick techies for it. So it's
exactly.
like you win for the laning phase, you help the Shadow Fiend, but then you have a techies.
Well, and there's other ways that you can do it as well. You can sort of, toss an Earthshaker in the mid lane, and that helps secure you last hits. Or, as we've seen in the last game, just run an Ogre Magi mid and have him punch Legion Commander in the face, which is also pretty cool. So, Undying going to be banned out here as well as that Ogre. So, not going to be seeing him this time around. Certainly was a big presence felt in that last game, although it didn't end up working out for him.
Well, maybe they will just go complete 180, draft something just completely different. Of course, I mean, last game, the Mirana, for example, yes, it could have worked out, but didn't really utilize her that much early on. But now, this time around, they get their hands on the Tusk. So I guess that's a positive already for them. But what's the second hero gonna be? Is it gonna be like a Gyrocopter go snowball into somebody with just a Rocket Barrage to follow?
Yeah, you can always have that. That's a great combo there. You also sometimes see the Dazzle Heal Bomb that gets tossed in there with Tusk. And there it is, Dazzle Heal Bomb coming on out. Queen of Pain is another one picked up there for Aspera. Really strong laning hero. I'm not sure if the Tusk Dazzle are going to lane together. Sometimes you see that dual off lane get played. And maybe ESB wants to run that. It's probably going to depend on what Aspera pick. And considering they have 4 other heroes to pick here, they certainly have options to be able to deal with it. And I'm going to go for that Darkseer. Pretty cool pickup there.
I mean, Darkseer is definitely pretty decent, especially. I mean, you're gonna have Tusks snowballing, so they're gonna be together anyway. But usually after a snowball, they try to spread themselves a little bit. Then there's gonna be an easy vacuum by the Darkseer to follow up. Of course, the Sonic Wave from the Queen of Pain, and in general, just the Ion Shells as well. Even the wall of replica is gonna be pretty nice if Tusk is just snowballing in a bunch of people, for example. So I can see it working. For ESB though, I am so very much hoping for a Meepo. Just because
Ooh,
I think I've only once seen an aggressive tri-lane with Meepo, Tusk, and Dazzle, and it just wrecked so hard.
really? I would have thought that there would have been a lot of issues there with EXP sharing, but I guess if you win the lane really hard, it kind of doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's probably true, but for now, looking at the bans, Anti-Mage, Windrunner taken out by Aspera with a Spirit Breaker and a Doombringer by ESB. But what would you like to see for ESB?
I think at this point in time, if you're taking a look at this lineup, I'm expecting to see some amount of aggression here, probably. So I did just have a hero in my head, and then it zoomed right on out of it. I'm not exactly sure. Elder Titan. That was not what I was expecting at all. That is really interesting. That is really interesting, especially because that's like part of the reason I feel like you pick ET is because of that natural order ability, which is so incredibly strong. And if you are going in with the natural order against heroes that don't really take a lot of damage from it from the start, like it's really great against like, Drow, for instance, or these other very strong, tiny, base damage heroes or base really high base armor heroes, and I just don't know if either of these heroes are really going to be super affected by that. Darkseer has some pretty high base armor, but I don't know. They haven't picked their carry yet. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there is at least synergy, like, you reduce their armor in general, and then the weave hits in from the dazzle, just...
Yeah,
weave
that's pretty good.
Starts from, like, a lower value, so to say, but... They must have something, like, magical planned for us.
I wonder if this is going to be an aggressive tri-lane, actually. Taking a look at it, now that I'm thinking about it more, if you snowball into Ice Shards, into Echo Stomp, I don't know if you can actually stop that Echo Stomp setup. That's an interesting idea. I kind of feel like that would leave both Tusk and Elder Titan under-leveled in the lane, but again, sort of like you were talking about with the Meepo there, if they just kind of stomp, then maybe it doesn't even matter. I don't know if that's what they're going to do, though, because Echo Stomp usually isn't the thing that sort of Elder Titans are building their kit around, and it's going to be a PA that's picked up this time around for Aspera.
What are the odds of, let's say, a Death Prophet showing up all of a sudden now?
A Death Prophet? What's making you say that one?
I'm just thinking, like, when Elder Titan used to be played a lot, what other heroes were there that just were around at the same time?
I can't tell you because I only started playing Dota this last October, believe it or not. But I've heard a lot of things. Shadow Shaman, I believe, was one of them. Faceless Void, is that right?
Yeah, Faceless Void sounds about right. Just being able to provide support. Also easy Earth Splitter setup as well there. But for now, gonna be a Lone Druid instead. I guess Lone Druid is like decent-ish against Phantom Assassin, just being able to stay at the back lines himself. Also, they might even run like a safe lane Lone Druid just to make it so that whoever is going to farm the safe lane doesn't have to worry too much about the Ion Shells.
I'm not going to lie, I have no idea what these lanes are going to be. Like, I feel like Lone Druid is one of those heroes that really does want a solo lane to some extent. And ET as well, to some extent, is going to want it. So maybe what they're thinking here is if it is going to be that aggressive tri-lane, they're going to run Lone Druid in the safe lane, as you talked about, thinking that he's going to be somebody who's going to be able to sustain there very, very efficiently. Honestly, I'm wondering if Viper is just going to be what Aspera pick up now and just, like, wreck Lone Druid to some extent. Maybe not. Maybe Viper... I don't know if Viper actually could deal with the bear. I was thinking that he'd be able to just sort of kite down Lone Druid to death, but the bear has pretty good movement speed, and one of the things is Viper, especially at the early levels, isn't as tanky as people normally imagine that he is, and because of that, sometimes if you just fight him straight up, the bear could probably just kill him. So maybe not Viper, but they're going to need some other strong laning hero to be able to, maybe another strong defensive support to be able to deal with this aggression that I'm seeing out of ESB.
Yeah, it's very well possible. Me at the moment, Aspera actually don't have any support, so they have a rather big pool to choose from. But it's gonna be a Naga Siren for now. Is this a support? Are they running like a Darkseer support? I have even seen Queen of Pain in a support role, I think once or twice. So, what would your predictions be for the Naga?
The way I'm seeing these lanes play out right now is probably a support Naga with a PA in the safe lane, Queen of Pain mid, and Darkseer in the off lane. And I think that probably makes the most sense, and the reason that they chose the Naga then is because they know at least... Well, they don't necessarily know. I was going to say that you know that the Tusk is going to be there in the off lane, but that's not necessarily for sure. I think that is what they're running, and the fact that they banned out Jakiro as well kind of tells me that same type of thing, because an Ice Path would just mess up that strategy. A long-range stun really messes them up. And so the reason that I think they chose the Naga was to be able to lay down the splash minus armor onto 3 heroes, as well as that, what is it now, 100 damage nuke that they have, and the 2 armor reduction. So that's my thought, and then afterwards they can follow up with the PA Stifling Dagger into Blink Strike, or Phantom Strike rather. So to me that seems pretty strong. I do still think they need some other type of AoE on Aspera, like a Lion, or maybe even a Shadow Shaman again, and then see ESB take
what
the
a punch!
Alright.
Oh man. this... To be honest, I see Or I'm a little bit worried about just like somebody snowballing in and then blocking Pudge's hook as a teammate.
Mm.
I'm a little
Yeah,
bit worried,
definitely.
but
So to me, this looks like it's going to be a Pudge against a Queen of Pain mid, uh, which sounds really, really difficult. Chen probably going to be in the jungle. I do think that the Chen is a little bit greedy here by Aspera, just because it's looking like it's going to be a tri-lane of Tusk, Dazzle, Elder Titan up against the Phantom Assassin. Well, the other option is that they could... I don't think that you run a lone druid with two other supports in a lane. Do you know much about that at all? Do you do that at all?
I mean, I have to say, you don't see Lone Druid often enough these days to really know how he's most viable, but I wouldn't think that he's gonna be in lane with two supports. But then again, Tusk and Dazzle, they can just be a complete roam squad as well. Maybe just have one of them go and mess with Chen at all times or something. And
Yeah.
here comes the crash.
Always nice to have that happen. I will say that it looked like Fozzie was the one who picked up the Tusk, and he was their mid player last time around. So that's a little bit different. I wonder if we're going to be seeing the Tusk mid. It's certainly an interesting idea.
By the way, there's an update to Dota.
Ooh, all right. Come on,
which
Dota 2.
I'm not gonna update it at the moment because I'm almost certain that I'm not gonna get into the game again after that. So first, gonna try to load normally. If
Okay.
that doesn't work, then update. But
All right, sounds good. That would have been really bad if I wouldn't have been able to get into the game. Thanks for the little heads up there. Let's see. Oh, game client out of date. Well, let's see if I can still reconnect
well, I
with it.
crashed before even getting in, so maybe I need to update it anyway. So that's fun. That was a first for me at least. I pressed reconnect and immediately crashed almost.
Okay, well, I just crashed again, but I did get into the game, so I think we can get in without updating, if I'm not mistaken. You guys we're your Dota 2 insiders here, letting you know all of the latest of the Dota 2 world.
All the latest
There
bugs.
is an update. Exactly. Keeping you up to date on it all. It
Well,
does
I'm
look
back
like
in the
they're
game now
paused.
as well, so it looks like it's all good for now.
Cool.
And oh, Fozzie actually, I guess they swapped players now because Fozzie is on Podge. So they were yanking your chain before.
A little bit. Not good to have happen.
Man, that Podge set though,
Which one is it?
I have no idea what it's called. Let me check. Oh, it doesn't show what it has equipped. I've never known the names of sets because cosmetics in a game like this is something that it's really the last thing I care about. But since I'm a support player, it's couriers only.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's the best kind of sets, honestly. I love the Winter Wyvern one.
Man, crashed again. At least it's the start. Nothing happening. All good.
It does look like I am loading on in. We'll see if that actually ends up working. I am in. I'm in the game. Cross your fingers for no crash. I can do a quick little introduction for all the players while we're waiting. So Undershock is going to be playing the Queen of Pain. Did go with the Null Talisman recipe, but brought a little bit of extra regen to lane. So it looks like she is actually potentially going up to the top lane, interestingly enough. Our Zeke is on the Chen. He's going to be in the jungle. Naga Siren does have the Tangos as well as a Poor Man's Shield and a Sentry Ward. RMN on the Phantom Assassin picked up a Poor Man's Shield herself, as well as a couple of branches. And Afterlife on the Darkseer sitting up in the top lane also. Does look like they're getting ready to fight a little bit over for the rune. It's Spirit Bear that's hanging out down in the bot rune area, and the Phantom Assassin is coming to try and mess with him a little bit more. 4 heroes down here for the Dire. It looks like they're going to be able to chase off the Lone Druid Bear, and it is Lone Druid solo in the bot lane. But it looks like it's going to be potentially actually a PA in the mid lane. So PA looks to be going mid, with Queen of Pain going in the top lane, and then Afterlife going in the bottom lane on the Darkseer with the Naga Siren. So dual bottom. Looks like you're back in the game, yeah?
Yes. Yes, I am, but I'm just thinking about this mid lane now. Phantom Assassin up against Podge. How do you think that will turn out? Like, who does it favor?
Normally I would have said that it would favor the PA, but with the change that recently happened to Pudge and his rot, I'm not actually sure too much anymore. It's a lot of slow. 20%, 27% move slow is really, really difficult to deal with. And against a melee hero, that can be tough. Phantom Assassin is going to need to be so careful and really make use of that stifling dagger whenever possible to last hit.
Well, of course, it will heavily depend on like how the supports start roaming around and whatnot. And if you look at the supports of ESB, well, with the Tusk coming in, it's definitely going to be a lot better to gank. But if it's only the Dazzle, for example, you don't need to be that afraid of just like a lonely Dazzle coming in, because the worst he can do is throw out a Poison Touch, maybe get a nice Shadow Wave nuke. But it's definitely not as easy. But Aspera, Arseek, being in the enemy jungle, going for a aggressive pseudo tri-lane of sorts, it can even work out wonders, because since they have Naga Siren with the Poor Man's Shield already, Afterlife on the Darkseid can always just Ion Shell Naga. Naga can go creep skip. Then Chen comes in with like a creep of his own from the jungle, and well, I suppose Lone Druid is one of the better heroes to try to deal with that, just divert the creep wave with the Spirit Bear, but even then, the pressure from some point onwards is probably going to be a little bit too much.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be a lot of pressure. And as you talk about, Naga is already starting to creep skip, does have the Ion Shell on up, is going to be able to run down Pharaoh a little bit. Needs to be really careful here. We're going to see if he's going to be able to deal with this. But honestly, with the creep skip coming out from Afterlife as well, they're getting this pressure on the Lone Druid. He's taking a lot of damage here. Roger is as well. Is the bear going to be able to get any Entangle props? No. First blood on top of the Lone Druid. Mowgli rotates in to try and make a kill happen. But honestly, the safe lane carry has already gone down, and they're not going to be able to catch him, at least so far. Roger does end up taking a good amount of damage, but he's going to reinitiate onto this. They got surged up the Hellbear Smasher, and it looks like Roger is going to rejoin again. Arzeek ends up taking on out the Dazzle. Mowgli is going to go down as well, so the rotation from the Tusk ends up not paying dividends. Arzeek finally dies, but that doesn't kill going to the Radiant and nobody else.
That's just Ion Shell magic. Even the Hellbear Smasher coming in with the Ion Shell, getting that clap onto the Dazzle as well, doing a little bit of extra damage onto the Tusk, I think it was. Just extremely well played, 3-1, and well, the one kill is like a tower killing a Chen, it's completely acceptable. But looks like ESP is still struggling with a little bit of ping issues, I believe. But man, what a start, and that was just beautiful. Naga Siren starts with a rather high base armor, then of course the Poor Man's Shield, getting agility ups your armor even more. And of course blocks incoming damage as well, and they literally used it as well as you possibly could, almost just tanking the tower, just man fighting a Tusk, didn't care at all.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, you would have expected, hopefully, that the Tusk rotation would have been able to do more, but he didn't even have level 2 at that point, so couldn't shards. He also didn't have enough mana to toss out another snowball once he was getting dove pretty deep in there. And on top of that, he doesn't have a stout shield either. So across the board, he wanted to rotate to help, but he didn't really have the tools necessary to be able to help at that point in time. And Aspera really taking advantage of it. Darkseer, 11 last hits so far. The Phantom Assassin at 10, Queen of Pain at 7, and the next highest last hit so far is the Elder Titan for the Radiant, who has 5. Your Lone Druid is sitting at 1. You have 6 last hits for ESB across the whole team at almost 2 minutes into this game. This is really not going well for them.
Yeah, you would really think that at least the mid lane has more, but how can it be this bad? It's not like Aspera's supports have been in the mid lane.
Well,
it's absolute dominance in the mid lane. It's like completely getting crushed.
Aspera actually has more denies than ESB has last hits, which I don't think I've ever seen that statistic before. And I think maybe some of it has to do with the lag that's been going on. You would kind of expect that. Fozzie definitely having a bit of a tough time here, and is not, he's getting close to his bottle, so that's a little bit of something nice there also. He does have a good amount of armor in lane. Across the board, though, it's just, they're going to need to make some type of miraculous little comeback here, because not often in 2 minutes is it this lopsided. I mean, you take a look at the net worth, it's a 1,500 net worth lead at under 2 minutes in the game.
That is a substantial lead, to say the least, man. Of course, it's not so big of a lead that it can turn around like at any moment, just because ESP, next time around, the Aspera are going to dive the same way. Maybe they're not going to lose any of their heroes. Dazzle is like, let's say, level 2. He can use the heal bomb to, first of all, heal and do damage at the same time. So if they can just reverse the kills suddenly it's gonna be an even game, but it is definitely easier said than done.
Totally. We'll see how it ends up working out for them. Certainly a lot of things that they need to be wary of in this matchup. Looks like Fozzie is going to continue to take harassment here in this lane and just getting everything that he wants mid lane. And I feel like Afterlife can just continue to pressure here. I don't know how he's able to apply this much pressure onto this lone druid here, but I guess they're both melee having some trouble. Well, Pharaoh is long range with his actual lone druid person, but just not quite last sitting under tower well enough.
Oh, top lane Fake God is gonna lose his life, I think. Yes, but Undershock will go down in return, or will he? Mowgli? Oh no, so damn close. Just needed the one punch. I was so certain that at least Queen of Pain is gonna go down. For a second I thought maybe the Elder Titan is even gonna survive, but neither one was to be.
One thing that happened there, the Elder Titan was queuing up Echo Stomp. And, oh no, he wasn't. It was Astral Spirit, excuse me. I thought he was queuing up Echo Stomp, and then that ended up getting interrupted by a snowball, but not the case. This is going to be a little bit of a connection here. Arzik in a little bit of trouble, but now that I say this, he should be able to walk away perfectly fine. Fake God does have plus 65. Ooh, down in the bottom lane. Naga Siren diving again. Oh, God.
Yeah, I've just been hovering my camera over that for some time. Top lane Arzik, he's low, but he will be fine now. Fake God. Blink, Scream of Pain, nope. They want to leave the kill to Chen. Oh man. They are definitely having fun. And now Undershock, if he gets the Shadow Strike onto the Tusk, that might just be enough to get the kill already. A few more attacks. Scream of Pain is only a level 1, so doesn't even need to waste the mana if she doesn't want to. Will go for it in the end. As I have no idea what he's saying. Bulobus Storova. Bulobus Storova. I have no idea what it means though.
I'm sure it means we very much appreciate your high-level play skills, and you are wonderful people. Looks like Fozzie is going to go down in the mid lane. 1 and 9 is what we're looking at. Afterlife going to go pick up this haster, and something tells me that he's going to be trying to do something happen with this one against the lone druid.
Oh yeah, he's waiting for another TP in, just get some more Ion Shell value, have that ensnare there as well to keep the lone druid in place, and before lone druid is level 6, he's just not gonna outrun it. Yes, it's pretty fast, but he's just taking way too much damage. There's the Surge onto Roger, should be enough to get the ensnare, I believe. Yeah, there's the ensnare, double Ion Shells coming in, and just a matter of time now before he dies.
God, this is complete and total dominance. Top lane again, Undershock looking to potentially make something happen, and now she's turning around. She actually doesn't even care. Oh my god, that is ridiculous. Snowball coming in again. They're actually going to kill her there. Nicely done. That's 610 gold going her way. And meanwhile, we're seeing PA dive the tier 1 for Pudge yet again. The net worth lead is 7,500 currently. At 5 minutes into the game. This is ridiculous. I have not seen this kind of dominance in a lane ever in this early stages. Echo Stomp does hit on RMN. This might be a little bit of trouble, but not able to follow up with enough. Meanwhile, Roger coming in from the backside does have an ensnare as well as a splash. They're turning back around. Fake God does get graved up, but we're going to see the Dazzle fall, and in just a second, the blink forward, right click, Undershot gets that kill. 2 to 14. This is dominance.
Man, you can't really expect for a bigger net worth lead, even if you like Roche level 1.
Yeah.
It's hard to expect or hope for a better start. I mean, 14 kills. We're not even 6 minutes in. Plus, it's also just the last hit difference. I mean, ESB at least they've started to pick up someone like their core heroes. But Pharaoh in trouble once again. There's the blink forward, Scream of Pain. Nope, just waiting for it. Doesn't even need to use the Sonic Wave or anything. They're just running people down. Oh, nice deny though. Dazzle gets it, but the stun onto Fozzie. Can they do anything at all? Armin, he goes down. Dazzle just the nuke bomb, but can they get more from this?
Oh my goodness, Sonic Wave, Queen of Pain's level 7. We do see a big Echo Stomp. That's going to be Ched going down, but Naga Siren takes down the Elder Titan in turn. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely craziness. They can't do anything to stop this at this point in time. They honestly need to be able to try and group together, but if they group together, all you're going to have Aspera do is just TP away. They almost kill Undershock, and then Roger comes in with the ensnare at the end, and he ends up going down regardless. 4 to 19. What else can you say?
You don't even need to say more, man. Just tell the score or the kill score, and everybody will understand exactly what's going on.
Chen has 1,800 net worth.
there are rare cases where a team is like leading by like 3-4 times the amount of kills, but the farm is still even-ish, just because you're focusing so much on ganking. But they're getting the kills on lanes while farming fake out though. He's going for Afterlife, the snowball is coming in, they will get that 1 kill Undershock. Oh, misses the Scream of Pain, just overestimated the range of it. And now, no, he gets the kill before Echo Stomp or anything comes in. And I highly doubt Tusk can get the kill onto Undershock, but who knows, crazier things have happened.
Yeah, he's jumping in here. He does have a snowball in just a second. It looks like the Queen of Pain is actually about to die here. I don't think that she can actually get away. The snowball is going to be off in 1 second. We do also have her with the blink off in 3 seconds. So I think she is going to go down here. Do we have enough TP support from everybody else in the lane to be able to make this happen? Nobody else actually has a TP, so I don't think they're going to be able to get any kills. There's 3 heroes rotating as well, unless she's able to get away in the next second or two. Blink away. Is she actually going to turn this one back around? I did not think that that was possible. Oh my goodness, really, really unfortunate there that Tuscan didn't end up getting that one. And it looks like they're going to try and find more here. Fozzie caught out a little bit off to the side. And with the Centaur Conqueror here as well as Afterlife, they're going to be able to find him over in the jungle. They do end up spotting him out here. That's going to end up being a caught Pudge. Can he get away? He's relatively tanky. Does have the 5 armor, but that's going to end up being an Echo Stomp to break it up. Our Zeke does end up getting a kill there in the end. Dazzle takes down the Chen. Actually, it was Afterlife that got the kill on the Pudge. So I think the trading at this point in time actually favors ESB more.
Yeah, probably so, but I'd say only because Pudge, he died just before the Darkseer, so he didn't even get the Flesh Heap stack. So everything that they could have gained from it was taken away. So, oh, blink forward, they get the slow. Dazzle immediately Shallow Graves up, tries to TP out. There's the Walrus Punch as well on the shock. Not quite so tanky as you maybe thought she is. But with the Sonic Wave, with the Ion Shell, they just get the 2 kills. Oh, Pudge! He gets one! Yes! His life has not been in vain, but Araman, he comes in to just avenge the Queen of Pain. And Queen of Pain even bought back just because she can. Also, I'm not entirely sure what they're talking about in all chat, but I think it's something like, yeah, you guys should call GG already, like why the F are we playing?
Okay, well, always nice to have a little bit of casual flame in these tournaments. It creates a little bit of interesting diversity. Nicely to have that done. If you take a look, it is that 10k net worth lead that we were talking about. 7,500 EXP as well. They're going to be able to start just burning down these towers so quickly. I don't expect them to be calling a GG anytime soon. Last game, they actually ended up sticking around for a long time also. So maybe a little bit of animosity between these two teams creates a nice storyline.
To be fair, last game, they had such a lead like 20 minutes in, not 10.
Right. That's a good point.
I think their lineup had more potential as well, probably last game. I mean, what's a patch to do is, oh, Snowball comes out. Can they buy enough time? No TPs to come in and help the Tusk at all. They're just leaving the Tusk to die, although they did get the Chen in return. So, Patch is getting Flesh Heaps. And if Aspera, if they just kept on diving and making it so that Patch survives all of the deaths of Aspera, maybe he can be just such a beast that you can kill him in the end.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, there is always that possibility, but once again, you're seeing him just get completely and totally run through here. RMN blinks forward, able to get the kill on him. Queen of Pain was actually the one that got the last hit. Now we're also going to see Dazzle go down in a second, I'm assuming. Is going to TP out. There's the Song of the Siren to try and see if she can catch somebody over here in the top lane. Fake God is going to be the one that they end up finding. Echo Stomp down one time, but the Vacuum to interrupt it. Oh, Fake God, that's very unfortunate. Nagasaran ends up getting that kill.
Oh, well, at least Aspera's Chen is only level 5, so they don't have the Hand of God quite yet, but it's not that far away, and by the looks of things, they don't necessarily need it anyway. Snowball goes through Araman though. I thought it's just far enough, but it does connect. And oh, blink away, Araman might even be in trouble if they just get the Echo Stomp to land. They do, but sent back. Araman is going to be perfectly fine.
Nicely done. That's the smart decision there. And then the Queen of Pain able to blink away as well. Really nice recognition. Afterlife, not afraid, is going to vacuum wall. It's absolutely huge. That being said, the Radiant is still doing a lot of damage here. I don't know if they're actually going to be able to do enough here. That's 3 for nothing, or 3 for 1 on the Tusk. Not worth it at all, I believe, for Aspera, and all of a sudden you're looking a little bit stronger for ESB at least, and they're starting to throw away their lives a little bit more than they should. Hand of God comes down, there's the Pudge hook to keep the Dazzle alive, and Chen just goes down to the Lone Druid. Very interesting. That is a 4,600 gold swing, as well as about a 3,500 EXP swing at the end of that extended team fight.
And so it begins. The throws have started. Of course, they still definitely have a comfortable lead and they shouldn't be getting too worried, but Lone Druid, he's getting some farm. Afterlife TPs into the mid lane. Echo Stomp doesn't land properly, and oh wow. Fake God, he was not long for this world.
Yeah, nicely done there. The ensnare on top of Mowgli as well. This is going to create a little bit of distance in between RMN and him. And interestingly enough, the Phantom Assassin went for the Shadow Blade. Not a common item that you see picked up here, but is a theme for this hero, considering he went that on the Gyrocopter last time. We'll be able to initiate here in just a second if he wants to. I don't know if this is the correct build, but is going to be able to jump immediately on top of Dazzle, changes out targets. He's going to go for Fozzie now. So much damage, Sonic Wave on top of the Dazzle. Again, they're going to jump after Pharaoh. I don't know if they should dive this one at this point in time, but guess what? They don't even care. That's the vacuum on back one more time. Pharaoh goes down. RMN is dominating now. Very, very nicely done.
Yeah, that was what they could do at all times, but only if they were S5. Once they go in like that, plus first of all, before anybody even fully committed, they had already done so much damage just because ESB, they were completely on the defensive, they were on the retreating end of things. They didn't even like try to fight. So that just made it so that the Aspera, they can just keep on pressuring without really being in danger themselves at all. And thanks to those kills, they also get the tier 2. They're going to be able to back off. They're healing slowly but surely, with Roger just getting urn charges onto RMN at all times. But with that Shadow Blade being turned into a Silver Edge, does it also remove Flesh Heap stacks when you come like out from the invis?
I believe it does, but Pudge still doesn't have that leveled up yet, so not sure if it's going to play
something
a huge
for the future.
role.
I mean,
Definitely,
if
yeah.
Pudge like is super tanky, suddenly go in with the Silver Edge and he loses just a ton of strength all of a sudden.
Yeah, that, and also the natural order is pretty big. Being able to take off the synergy bonus that comes out from the Lone Druid also makes a pretty big difference. All of these things do really matter, and it looks like Roche is going to go down. Darkseer is the one that picks up the Aegis a little bit better than the Treant Protector of last game. And now you take a look at these auras are starting to stack. Chen is going to be having his Vlads brought out to him here in just a second as well. So they're going to be life-stealing, they're going to be getting the bonus damage. So many auras abound, and I find it very difficult for them to be able to do a whole heck of a lot to defend against this push here that's coming out from Aspera.
Yeah, they're probably going to try to just split push, get some XP, get any farm from really any place they can. As long as they can keep their racks intact, they are still in this game, but once the racks start falling, especially this early on, they're going to have such a hard time because they don't really have the best heroes to clear lanes, to be honest.
I don't know what Fake God was doing right there. He just dies. The Pudge hook ends up hitting the Tusk, unfortunately, and that's going to end up being a tier 3 tower in just a second here, I think.
That was definitely questionable, the TP in like that, or optimistic. But they get the hook, RMN is dropping low, Hand of God, is it going to be enough? Well, with the Song of the Siren it is for now. They get the nice wall, vacuum should follow.
Yeah, this is really huge. Mowgli here does end up getting the jump forward with the snowball. RZ taking a lot of damage. The Pudge hook not going to be enough. Phantom Assassin ends up taking him out. Sonic Wave on top of Mowgli. Doesn't hit the Lone Druid. The Darkseer did take out that Tusk, as I said. And the Queen of Pain dies as well, but the PA is just too strong right now, even though she ended up going for that Shadow Blade build. So much damage, as well as 3,200 in the bank. Jumps on top of that Dazzle. One more hit's going to be enough. Triple kill for her. The Echo Stomp does connect, as well as the Split Earth that's coming out here, but there's still so much sustain in this lane. They're not going to be able to do anything to stop this. Fake God going down with a quickness. Do we have a vacuum in a second? We do, but it's not going to be enough to get the kill. Maybe they want to turn around here again. RMN getting chased a little bit. Walrus Punch on top of them. That's a dead PA. No Aegis up for her. Tusk gets 1,400 gold for that one. That could be almost a component for his own Shadow Blade if he wanted to, and it looks like they're at least going to be able to get this other Rax here. And worth noting that the Darkseer is picking up a Deso next. So definitely wanting these towers to fall quickly. Mowgli jumping forward again. That's a hook on top of the Chen. They're going to jump forward and make sure that he ends up getting taken out. And now the Surge coming out from the Darkseer to disengage for the rest of this team fight.
Well, you definitely cannot underestimate the punch of Darkseer, especially when the Desolator comes out. Although, not the greatest of... Oh, the hook!
The hook was so good, nicely done, and Afterlife does look like he's going to fall now. So they're turning it back around. They might have stuck a little bit too long. He does have the Aegis up. Oh, this is going to be a vacuum up to the low ground or high ground potentially. He tried to put him up on the cliff, not able to do it unfortunately, and that's a dead Darkseer.
So they're getting the kills. I would yeah, there's the Flesh Heap. Oh, it's only 5 stacks. Huh. I would have sworn that it's going to be more.
There's been a lot of kills in this game, but oftentimes it's been the Radiant dying.
I think, like, I mean, the Flesh Heap aura, it's a reasonable size, but I still think Fozzy has been a little bit too far away from most of them. Undershock at the moment, just throws out the Shadow Strike and blinks out immediately. Otherwise, even though she's reasonably tanky with the Aghanim Scepter, a Dismember might still be just enough time to get the kill on her.
Yeah, definitely. It's a dangerous situation, and you know, you end up starting it off like you said with that Dismember, and then you can immediately hook afterwards out of it. It becomes really difficult to deal with. So, not the easiest thing in the world. This is going to be Fake God spotting out the Queen of Pain. She has Aghanims now. This actually could be a kill here in just a second on this Dazzle, but instead we get the Echo Slump on top of her, but then the Dazzle hits her as well. Oh no, canceling the Sonic Wave to bait out the Grave. Really, really good play there. And Afterlife is just hanging out. He wants to get them up on the cliff, I think. He's going to vacuum wall. Sonic Wave on top of him yet again. Fake God gets destroyed. Pharaoh now as well with RMN here is going to end up going down as well, I do believe. Shallow Grave not for another 10 seconds. Are they going to have enough to kill here? Absolutely. You can't get away from that one. Scream of Pain yelling in Dazzle's ear one more time, and it looks like they're going to be ready to push. Chen is just trying to re-bring all of his creeps back up, but Fozzie's going to go down as well. He had the Silver Edge proc, and it did remove the Flesh Heap, I believe. I think I saw there. Afterlife getting chased down a little bit as well. Walrus Punch on top of Mowgli. He might end up going down here again as well. Buyback by the Darkseer. He is not going to be there, and GG finally ends up getting called for ESB.
Yeah, Aspera, they showed in both games that they are, well, just in a different class compared to ESB, unfortunately, but, well, it just happens every now and then, and Aspera, it was kind of to be expected, but this was not the last series of the day. The next one definitely should be the highlight, with Aspera going up against CISR, who are number 1 in the leaderboard for now for this group, have won every single game, 6 matches so far, all of them won. So that should be a great match, to be honest.
Absolutely. Should be a really, really awesome match indeed, and looking forward to it.
Look at how under level Chen was, by the way. Chen
yeah, he had a tough time.
Chen was lower than any on ESB even.
Yeah, I feel like it's one of those things where it tends to be that when there's any type of comeback at all, the lowest leveled hero in the game is going to be the support for the winning team, because he ends up getting killed a couple of times and everybody else on the enemy team gets a lot of EXP in return.
Well, unfortunately, even with Chen being as low leveled, the others more than made up for it. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. It was 2 extremely fast games, so that means that I think at least that it means that we're gonna have like an hour, 20-minute break now, unless they're gonna be able to, I don't even know what the word for it is, but prepone, as in just bring the game forward. Hopefully they will be able to do that, but if not, we will see you in about 80 minutes, 1 hour, 20 minutes, 21 CEST. I have no idea what's that in American times, 15 something for EST or EDT or whatever, I think, I don't know.
Yeah, it's about, I think, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock here in the Pacific time, so that would be around 2 p.m. or 1400, roughly.
Man, American times. So early for you in the morning.
Yeah, I got up at 5 this morning. It was pretty fun.
But thanks a lot for casting with me, and where can people find you?
You can find me at Lyrical Gangster. That's an E for a 3, and you'll find me for my Twitter. Twitch is the same, and then my YouTube is just a regular old E. Okay then, well, now you know where to check him out, guys. But once again, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you have enjoyed the games, and, well, we'll be back within an hour and a half almost. Hopefully sooner, but if not, just gonna keep the stream running anyway. Probably not gonna close it. And so, see you later at 21 CEST.